Hey guys, VegaManNG here, and we are continuing on with our Gotham episode reviews. This week's episode, or rather yesterday's, Tonight's the Night, is here. And let me tell you right here, this week got a bit crazy. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to provide a little summary on what I thought about the episode, or rather what the episode's about, as well as my thoughts, as well as what I liked and disliked. So, there are spoilers abound, so if you do not want to be spoiled, please do not watch this video. Watch the episode first, then watch the video, and then tell me what you think of it. Alright, so let's get started. Turn takes place after the events of last week. Yeah, it's a continued serialized story. However, this time around, this week's story gets a bit crazy because it involves Barbara. Theo's trying to step up his plans, hoping that he will be able to control Gotham and get rid of Bruce Wayne in one fell swoop. So, he decides to let Barbara have her way with Jim Gordon. Now, at first, Barbara decides to come quietly, but then things get crazy when she tries to have her escorted to where Theo would probably be. Turns out, it was an ambush, Gordon gets kidnapped, and it's up to Harvey Bullock to try to save the day, which I have to admit was a good thing. And all the while, we get to see Barbara go more and more insane with every second, on how she's so desperate for his love that she would do anything. Even kill Gordon's girlfriend, which is just nuts. That's mostly it in a nutshell, since some of the other subplots are also connected. For example, Bruce Wayne meeting with Theo over the fate of Wayne Enterprises. It was a pretty good subplot at best, but it also shows, well, Bruce Wayne being at his weakest, not having to decide what to do, and he's, given a choice. If Bruce gives up his company to Theo Gallivan, he would provide Bruce the information needed to, find the man responsible for murdering his parents. And it would also provide closure. But he decided against it. And I felt that maybe, just maybe, it wasn't worth it. Because if he did hand it over Wayne Enterprises to Theo Gallivan, who knows what he could have done? Sure, Theo Gallivan can be a nice guy, but this guy is a manipulative son of a gun. He is very manipulative at best. Also, Edward Nygma's subplot continues on. After the death of his ex-girlfriend, he tries to bury her. Unfortunately, he only ends up getting more trouble. He has to kill somebody else. And then, in the end, he ends up finding Cobblepot. And boy, that gets nuts. Although I really like the bit with Edward Nygma, because now that he's, whole again, he's being the Riddler that we know, albeit a bit more sadistic. I did enjoy it, I tell you. Really did, because it showed him down to earth, but it's all just a facade. It really is a facade when you think about it. My apologies. I just have a bad cough. But anyway, I did enjoy the episode. I really did. Not to mention the bit with Nygma, of course. Although the main focus about this episode was Barbara, and Barbara has gone nuts. As I mentioned earlier, she is crazy, and she is also one of my favorite moments about the episode, about her plan. And her plan almost succeeded. She almost succeeded had it not been for Harvey Bullock, because after the ambush, Harvey Bullock gets fired, but then ends up getting his job back, providing the chief where Gordon was. Although I have to admit that Barnes really did jump the gun firing Bullock. The least the guy could have done was allow Bullock to find a way to find Gordon. It would have helped, but no. He doesn't tolerate that. He has a zero-tolerance policy for failure. And Harvey Bullock learned the hard way. But it didn't stop Harvey from finding where Gordon was, and that was how the GCPD was able to rescue her. Although the ending bit with Barbara was just shocking. I thought she was going to die. But no, they decided instead to have her be hospitalized. Although having Barbara dead would have helped the story a bit. Not to mention the girl was crazy, and if she went down that way, it wouldn't really mean anything. Although now that she's in the hospital recovering, who knows what could happen in the future. And who knows what's going to happen to Theo, because at the end of the episode, Theo Gallivan gets arrested. Yes, the GCPD did find the real mayor, and they arrest Theo Gallivan for the kidnapping, torture, and you can pretty much guess that next week's going to go nuts. Like I said, next week's going to be crazy. And as I already mentioned before, this week was a pretty good episode. Yeah, apologies if I kept saying it. It's just that this is unscripted. So what that I didn't like about the episode? Well, the fact that Barbara should have died. But no, they decided not to kill her off because Barbara was a good character. I don't know if some people like Barbara, But yeah, she's crazy to have her killed off. They already did that with Jerome, and I'm still upset over Jerome's death. I really did like Jerome as a character, and Barbara suddenly is starting to grow on me because she's crazy. She's more crazier than Jerome. Albeit in an obsessive kind of way, because she's so obsessed with Jim that she's willing to do anything. Even kill those that Gordon considered dear to him. Although what I also notice is that I also like the episode that Bruce was able to show a bit of character development, because he actually started to stand up for himself in what was really important, even though he knows he's not going to get the truth. And that's something I liked. I have to give Bruce props for standing up to Theo Galvin, despite the fact that he was willing to find closure once he would obtain the information. But the information ended up in the fire and Bruce got upset about it. Maybe it's for the best that he never knew. Who knows? As for stuff that I didn't like, I already mentioned that Barbara should have died, but she shouldn't. In one other issue is she's recovered, branches stopped her fall. It would have been easier if they would just let her fall down to her death. But no, not quite. Although there was another bit I didn't like. It was the Strike Force. The Strike Force, kind of minor at best. Although I wonder why would they be there just to escort Barbara? Who knows? I really don't know to begin with. But other than that, I really did enjoy this episode. My final verdict for it is a 7.5 out of 10. It was very good. It has some good action, good development, good dark, a lot of good stuff. Nods to the movie Seven. You heard of that movie Seven starring Brad Pitt? Well, this episode oozed nods of it. And it can leave you with a very scary feeling inside. It really does. Barbara really stole the show, and she really upped the ante there. Her actress did a very well done job. I really mean it. She did a very good job. I can't say it enough. Although I'm more concerned about what's going to happen next week, especially at the end when Nigma found Cobblepot, still injured after the events of last week's episode. And with him saying, "Help me." I don't know what for, but I have a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode review. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please be sure to hit the like button. It does mean a lot to me. And I'm still going to keep this whole minimalistic thing to avoid content ID matches, because even though I am a managed partner, I still am subject to manual matches, not automatic. It's either that or it must have been a change with the managed policy, because I feel it doesn't really offer much. Alright, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy this review, and hope you all look forward to my Flash review that's going to be coming tomorrow. I'm hyped for that, as well as my TMNT review on Sunday and next week's Gotham episode review. Alright, peace out, guys.